I can't believe I'm holding the key to shaking up Mondstadt's entire wine industry in my own two hands! I can just see it now. The more alcohol those drunkards consume, the more sober they'll become!
I wonder if it could also be used to turn water into wine?
Alternatively, a strength-enhancing potion could make it so that Paimon could take down an Abyss Mage all on her own. How are we supposed to make a potion like that? The pain from walking on all that rough terrain. It's like it was never there. With this in my arsenal, I bet I could deliver 200 orders in a single day. Excuse me. Coming through. Coming through. Jerry, your shipment's here.
Need a bit of letting out around the middle.
No, just ran into a bit of trouble.
It's up to me to decide who I want to be, and to cut my own path. No one can tell me what to do. Let's go, Tomato! Delicate as silk. Next customer, the Spina's on the case!
Is Fiori here? I'd like to return my outfit. What kind of rags are you trying to sell us, huh?
Ugh, you didn't get bought out by my competitors, did you? Tail. Ah, what a nice surprise.
Don't tell me you came to learn Genius Invocation TCG without bringing any cards. It is time to see what you are made of.
With sword comes shadow. Go as one!
The curtain rises on the finale of a battle hard and long fought. As we welcome you, our attentive ladies and gentlemen, to the Genshin Impact Genius Invocation TCG Cat's Tail Gathering Season 2 Euro Finals. My name's Staffa, and I'm honored to be sharing the caster's desk today with none other than the one and only Rin Taicho.
Welcome back, everyone. Welcome back, Staffa. We're coasting together since the Asia Invitational back in Shanghai. How are you feeling today to be in the EU seats?
Feeling very excited. It's an honor to be here and yeah, to share the desk with you once again. It has been a while since I've dipped my toes back into the TCG scene, but I'm very excited to get up and going. I know there's definitely been some changes to the meta since the Asia Invitational, so I'm excited to get caught up.
Yeah, there's been a whole bunch of cards added since then, which really reshaped how the meta works, especially since we last saw it. We'll still see some similar decks that have been played, but some kind of new, not really new, but interesting mechanics that got added that can really turn the tides on like just on a die roll, like very, very easily, or making a whole bunch of dice just appear out of thin air. A new advanced magic engine. Anyway, this is the Cat's Tail Gathering once again, the TCG competition hosted by the Genshin Impact Tavern, and players will play for a grand prize of 1,000 US. Staffa, can you explain the rest of the tournament?
Yeah, this tournament has been split between a preliminary and a knockout stage where players have fought through many well-matched opponents to end up in the top 4, which we'll be broadcasting today. It's going to be 2 best-of-3 matches where we will determine the placements from 1st to 4th place. And we can see that the prize differences are pretty notable here, so I imagine the players are going to want to put their A game on today. But the prize money is not the only thing that they're playing for.
Yeah, they're playing for points to get placed into the, I believe it's called the Serious Showdown, which should be the next tournament coming up. So depending on where they land, they'll get X amount of points. People from the preliminaries also can get points as well, even for participating in the matches. I've also personally participated in this round of Season 2 TCG. I'll tell you right now, the competition is fierce and tough. It is probably one of the hardest matches I've ever played.
I don't doubt that at all. Some of these players really put their blood, sweat, and tears into this competition, and the rewards really do speak for themselves. The difference between the points earned by not just champion and runner-up, but from everyone participating is leagues apart. So these players want to really go for the top here. And speaking of the players, like we mentioned, we're gonna have 2 best-of-3 matches today. The first match, 3rd place match, going to be between Happy and Ri. And then our second match, which is going to be the highlight of the day, the grand finals between Ririba and Kevin Z.
2 returning champions that I'm familiar with in this EU bracket as well, especially Liliba and Kevin, both who have won multiple tournaments in the past through Cat's Tail EU. Happy and Ray, I'm not sure how to pronounce the name. I don't remember seeing them, but we get to look at the card decks right now, and yeah, this one right here. It's a little bit different from what the previous, as we called it, I'm not going to say the name, LS, right? But this one comes with Layla instead of, I think, usually Kokomi would go there.
Yeah, we have definitely seen the Ningguang style deck with the Kokomi instead of Layla. So I suppose this provides a little bit more control, right? Since you now have access to the freeze reaction, though that is in exchange for Hydro Resonance. So we'll see how that goes.
Yeah, they're running that new artifact too, Veteran's Visage. Every time you take a hit, you gain a die, and the second hit you draw a card. So really good deck for a team that usually stalls and just kind of waits for things to play out.
On the other side, we're going to be bringing in a deck that's kind of familiar, but played in a completely different way. We have the Hyper Magic Engine, which I think the community has taken to calling it, which is the old Magic Engine combined with the new Jet Engine. I think this is something you're familiar with.
Yeah, so this new card, Jet, was recently added to the TCG along with some others, but Jet in particular here is the one that can create dice once you play a burst. Depending on how many charges Jet has, gives you X amount of die. So for instance, you need at least a minimum of 5 die, and you get that many die minus 1, and up to a maximum of 6 charges on Jet. So
Yeah.
if you play it correctly, you can catch your opponent with like 2 dice left and nothing to do, and you have a whole bunch of dice ready to just unload on them.
So I think this is going to be a very interesting matchup because I think both these decks play in a kind of similar way where, you know, classic Ningguang style wants to play around healing. This time we have freeze, so they want to control right before Ningguang comes in for the big burst. Whereas on the opposite side,
Can't
you
sleep.
generally play around Xingqiu and Chongyun
Let's
to
go for a
control the
walk
field with
then.
freeze, and then Razor comes in to clean up once the jet engine gets going, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah, you just want to be able to catch someone like Barber, for instance, locked in, and then you just like unload. So what Ray might need to do is just carefully position where they're going to go and not get locked out either. But we're definitely going to see how this goes, especially with Layla now just shooting freeze over on that side every few turns.
So, right off the bat, this is a little bit unusual because with this Hyper Magic Engine deck that we've seen, we literally watched this being played in the Asia Finals not too long ago, and you always start with Xingqiu to get those Rain Swords started. So, starting with Razor is quite unusual here.
Maybe I think they might be going for like spreading electro damage across all of them just to slowly bring them down like early and right away, just so they can have that damage on them,
Wish
just
me
so they
luck.
can follow up with like a big hit later. That'll also keep Happy like switching between cards because you want to keep them all healthy too. So forcing them into like a very defensive kind of position might be the best thing for Ray to do right now.
Yeah, looks like Ray needs to change up the way that this deck is going to be played right
Let the
now.
show
because
begin.
Understanding that you are up against Ningguang stall means that you cannot afford to just delay and wait until you get the jet engine up to like go for Razor. So trying to
Right.
put as much pressure on as quickly as possible,
Oh.
I would assume.
I just had an idea. Maybe because Razor wanted to get his energy right away. So when they're ready to go, they can go off to Razor Burst and get those dice back once the jet cards are into play.
I can see that being the case. Ordinarily, that wouldn't be too much of a concern, but I can definitely see how you might want to get the energy as fast as possible on Razor,
Yeah.
because if you wait too long and Ningguang gets set up in a position where she can actually burst, then it's no longer safe for Razor to become the active character.
All right, let's see here. Oh yeah, even what was that buttered crab even on Happy's side there too. Lots of defensive food I don't normally get to see played up in the meta.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Speaking of food as well, I think it's a good chance to highlight the fact that because the Hyper Magic Engine combines the classic Magic Engine with Gilded and Liar Song with Jet, which includes, of course, Jet herself plus the cards like Sunyaba, they basically don't carry any food at all.
Right.
So it's quite a high risk, high reward strategy, right?
Yeah, very, very advanced play for what Ray
Let's
should
make
be doing. You're
haste.
very interested to see how this goes. All right, Happy does move over to Ningguang though. Supposed to get that Jade Shield going here.
So this is actually a curious matchup for because, like I mentioned before, it's kind of similar in the way they want to play. Ooh, we do see that first jet already drawn by Ri. A common problem that this deck runs into, which we actually saw earlier when I was watching the Asia finals as well, is that if this deck is just not able to draw jet, which is something that can happen if you're unlucky, then there's just no pop off. There's no
Yeah, there's nothing.
there's no burst phase basically.
Yeah. But this deck, looking at it, has tons of draw potential, especially with this new Senyata card as well, being able to discard cards out of the companion or support side and then creating 2 brand new cards just out of nowhere that are also either support. They should be supports. Yes.
Yes.
Also, just a note on Jet again. Jet. So how Jet works, just for in case new people are watching. So Jet, every time you discard a support card or location card or anything from that side out, like how Lieben just went away, Jet gets a charge, and that counts from the beginning of the game. So you can hold on to your Jet engine before playing it too, but you do need to keep track of it yourself that way before you play it.
That's why I kind of wonder why Ray has gone for revealing Jet so early on. This card, as you mentioned, gains stacks retroactively. There's no real reason to reveal it until the turn where you want to play it, which is what we've seen most players do. So by showing it this early on, it basically allows Happy to understand that, okay, there is a Jet on the side of the field already, and with 5 charges, they will have to play around this.
Yeah, I think at this level, Happy should expect Jet to be in there because you normally see Jet and Sunyata play together. So the moment you see Sunyata, you're like, all right, there's got to be a Jet somewhere in the deck. So we got to get ready for it. Also, Ray might be just,
It's nothing.
trying to like conserve dice properly. So that might have been the best time to throw Jet out just for that one cost because she's a little pricey to throw out there.
I suppose I could see where you're coming from there. Whereas on the other side of the field right now, what interests me is that Happy did decide not to
Can't
go
sleep.
for the Layla skill to start the game.
Let's
Typically
go for
when
a
you
walk
run Layla
then.
in your deck, you want to just cast her skill because it just will be there for the rest
Yeah.
of
Not
the
now.
game here. He will finally
Right.
cast it now, but having that a little earlier means that one cryo proc would have already appeared by now. We'll see how this works out as the game
Yeah.
progresses.
Ray is slowly getting tons of energy right now. Ready to go. But Happy just got the Albedo card. Ready to suck in
Cox's
some
art.
energy.
That's
Yeah.
actually very scary because
Yeah,
there is
very.
enough energy on Happy side of the board for Cox art to jump into a surprise Ningguang burst. This
Yeah.
is going to be a situation where Razor cannot be carelessly set out as the active character. Chongyun does still have some carry potential, but ideally not alone, especially against a stall deck.
Yeah, let's see how they're going here. The magic engine being played
Swift and
on
merciful.
Ray's side. Oh, here's our first freeze to delay Happy a little bit.
Understood.
Off over to, oh boy, okay. So
Yeah.
Chongyun freeze, I think Ray definitely wants to do that because you know what's going to come next if they don't. Especially when they have no food in their deck either. So I think, yeah, this is where Ray has stopped and has to think about what is the best move here.
A freeze makes the most sense in this current situation,
Yeah.
but that would be obvious to Happy as well. So the fact that he's allowed Ningguang to just jump out in front like this indicates something may be hiding, but it's just a little bit too tantalizing to
I
not
think
go
there's
for
gonna.
that freeze.
I think Ray's gonna do a quick swap over to Razor and then just take out Barber right away once they switch over. But they're in the perfect position for that right now.
And they don't have a lot of dice left, but that Jet will provide another 4
Yeah.
dice.
I'll give him a
Mind is
bunch of dice to take
completely
him out.
blank. I
Oh,
need
they
to
go to
get out and
Shincho. Okay.
unwind.
Oh, maybe yeah, they're gonna get the Rain Swords out first before they go to Razor. I think that's the play here.
Now, one thing about this matchup as well is that normally you depend on Xingqiu's Rain Swords to be able to
Wish me
consistently
luck.
apply freeze to control the enemy side of the board, but Barbara is kind of providing that Hydro application herself. So it's not the best matchup here, but Happy is still not in that sticky of a situation because both these decks do take a little bit of time to get off the ground.
Right. Okay, they're gonna wait till the next turn, it looks like. Pizza going on the Barbara. They got Von Arana out too from the Senata, so that really helped Ray's case here.
I'm
Ramping
kind of
into a
curious
ton of
whether
dice.
Ray actually runs that in their deck. I'm actually gonna check the deck list right now.
Von
whether or
Arana?
not-
No,
whether or
that
not-
that was
that
that was created from the Senata card.
Yeah, but I'm wondering if they ran any initially. No, they don't. So yeah, that is the only Von Arana they have, and very opportune time as
Yeah,
well.
very, very opportune time. That is the magic of this hyper magic engine that we get to see here.
We are gacha gamers. We love our RNG, and looks like this game RNG loves Ri as well.
Oh, yeah, Board Princess in the play here. I see the other Jet as there as well, so they can
Ooh,
definitely
yeah.
go for it. Yeah.
This is gonna be a massive turn for Ri right now. In
Yeah,
fact,
they have-
ideally they end the game, or at least get close to ending the game this
Yeah.
round.
At least taking two of them out. I see Gilded as well in the play here, which will help you get even more dice back. And they're carrying a Gamblers as well. I think Ray probably might have it on this turn here if they can play it correctly.
Potentially. Not to mention the passing of judgment in hand.
Oh,
That could
yeah.
potentially deny Happy from defensive
Jesus.
play.
Oh my god, yeah, here we go. All right, everyone watching right now, watch this very carefully. You're about to see some crazy play here because I think Ray also wants to just flood the dice on the other side of the screen just as a flex.
I kind of wish we had player cams right now, like in the
Yeah.
Invitational. Because
Yeah,
the
yeah,
moment
yeah,
that
yeah.
second jet comes out, you know
Right.
that Happy
Oh my god, here
is
it comes.
not
All right,
happy.
watch all this dice show up here. Watch this. So both jets go out. 4 dice and 4
Oh.
dice. Down to 16 dice.
Oh, is there a max actually? Because that would, I believe that should have been 17. I'm not sure if my math is wrong.
No, I think that was correct.
That's
'Cause
correct.
they went in with 10, right? And
Yeah, they
then
went
they
in with
gained
10.
1.
Understood.
Spent 3, had 8, then gained 8. That should be
Oh,
correct.
okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
The chat
but
can correct this.
now hang on. They do have Hydro and Xingqiu and Razor. That if they get the Layla just needs to reapply his shielding. They can freeze one of them.
Ooh.
So see here.
There's the passing of judgment.
Yeah.
Happy now, not gonna be able to use event cards in hand for any
Yeah.
defensive play.
Yeah.
Not a lot of defensive event cards in hand, but that Cox's art also not going to be available for any quick retaliation with the
Right.
Ningguang burst. So no longer on the table anyway, since Ningguang is now frozen. Happy needs to survive this turn
Can't
to keep
sleep.
victory alive. Their characters are
Let's
still
go
pretty
for a walk
healthy.
then.
But we'll see what will happen after he goes through all 12 of the remaining dice.
Off the Razor. Here comes the big Razor play right now. Let's see here.
Happy does still have quite a lot of dice to work with, actually. So,
yeah.
to be honest, I feel like the chances of the Ningguang style deck surviving this turn are actually still
Not now.
pretty good. Especially when that happens.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe Ray might have made a misplay here. Now they're gonna have to waste a dice changing. Yeah, off the Chongmin now. Okay, I think Happy survived this time, but just barely.
I don't even think it's just barely. I feel like Happy's in a perfectly
Yeah.
comfortable position. And we know how stall decks work. The longer the game goes, the better it feels for them. Especially against a deck like this, where you really,
Wish me luck.
really wants to play around that big 8 dice turn
Swift
with the
and
double
merciful.
jet.
Yeah.
And it's not really making much of a dent into Happy right now. This could be concerning for Ray's
Well,
side.
Ray did get Chongyun's burst ready to go, so Chongyun can immediately take out anybody on
Can't
this
sleep.
side. I think Layla is gonna get taken out here.
Let's go for a walk then.
They can equip gamblers too for some extra dice to keep going.
Go
wondering if they're-
gamblers.
Oh,
One
they're
with
just
my
gonna
blade.
go across.
They do still have gilded.
Yep.
Not sure if that would be enough for the burst to finish off. 'Cause-
No, not quite.
Because burst wouldn't actually have been quite enough, right? It would have been 7 plus 1 from the superconduct, so Layla would have still survived with the 1 HP. I can understand why he would save that, especially now that all the characters
guiding
on Happy's
stars.
side are gonna be lethal to a single burst.
Wow. I'm impressed.
Gilded will give enough.
There's that
Whence
burst.
you came.
Yeah, and there goes Layla.
Just a
There's one problem taken care of.
dream.
Yeah, unfortunately, because the dice count was just perfectly matched, Ray did not have enough to equip the gamblers as well. So no more
yeah.
dice for this round. Happy will be able to keep Barbara and Ningguang alive, and Layla's skill will remain on the board. That's why characters like this are so useful.
Yep. Wonder if Happy has an egg in their deck. Did they have one?
Does Happy have an egg in their deck? I am going to check that now.
They do. They do have an egg.
Oh. Imagine
Alright.
drawing the egg right now. Actually,
Maybe
do
it's
they
already-
have it already?
Is it there already?
not
Yeah, it's
too
one
sure.
of the 2-cost ones. I'm pretty sure. They played Butter Crab earlier, right? Yeah.
Let the show
Nice.
begin.
Might be hash browns though, or the new Matsutake meat rolls. The new MMR.
Yeah. Those are very good. It's just much more value compared to the mushroom pizza. So a lot of players are now running the Matsutake in their decks as well.
Yeah.
Oh, there's the egg.
Let's say it with me, Chad. Egg.
Layla gets woken up from her slumber by the
Get up,
smell
Layla.
of some
Time
eggs
to
for
keep
breakfast.
studying. All right. Actually, Happy's recovering quite nicely here. Let's see how this goes.
Yeah, this is what worries me. And now with Barbara Burst as well, the egg gains so much more value because Layla tanking the entire Chongyun burst now has become quite irrelevant for Happy's side. They're very
By the way,
with the situation.
Ray has no cards left.
Oh, that is the thing about the
Understood.
hyper magic. You draw your
Yeah,
deck very quickly to get Jet.
I think they misplayed Jet, definitely. You kind of want to play Jet when they're not moving, but when they have like so much dice left over, yeah, you're kind of working around them. But let's see here. This still might go Happy's way.
Yeah, I definitely think Ray may have jumped the gun a little bit, got a little too excited because it's not often you're able to get the double Jet set up so easily. We've already seen the struggle that some players have had to go through just to be able to get those 8 dice. So, not really thinking about it has cost them here because against a stall deck, dice economy really needs to be kept in mind. So, despite the fact that this variant of the Ningguang stall deck doesn't have as much healing as the Kokomi version, it is still more than enough defenses against a very burst-based deck.
Food. Jesus. Oh boy, here we go. At least the dice are being okay for both people right now, too.
Yeah, the dice are being kind. Honestly, card RNG has been quite good as well for both these players. They've gotten exactly what they've needed. But the matchup here is no longer favoring Ray Happy in a very happy spot. With no cards left, there's very limited utility that Ray can call upon. And while his deck does still have good consistent damage with Razor and Chongyun, a lot of that setup is gone. And, well, Ningguang still sitting very happily in his day chamber.
Hold up, though. What's going on here? Do they go for Calcs and take Razor out? No, not yet. They want to go for Chongyun if they're going to do anything.
Yeah, there really isn't any need to right now.
Yeah.
The burst definitely should be safe for Chongyun. Razor can be whittled down with a few more hits. Ningguang is taking quite a lot of damage here, but it's also costing Ray a lot of their dice. And Happy still has plenty of food in hand.
Yeah, plenty of food. They know they only have 4 cards in their hand right now. And they know nothing else can... No food. Yeah, they just gotta kind of control this match right now. This should be Happy's game.
Yeah, no doubt with that. I feel like you'd have to make a pretty big mistake right now to not come out on top this game. They have to know, like, roughly what kind of cards are left in Ray's
tune
hand.
Give up.
They don't need it anymore.
True, I guess. Oh, yeah, there goes that.
The proc from Layla Shield. Finishing off Razor here. Xingqiu will probably have to be sacrificed to try and bait out the Ningguang burst, but after that, Chongyun with no energy is unlikely to be able to take out 3 characters here, with even more healing on the way for Happy. Game 1, I think, is pretty much concluded at this point.
Yeah, I think Ray's gonna bring back the Hyper Magic for the second round, because in this new Conquest format, you can play the same deck again. Till you win.
Alright. We haven't had a chance to explain the new formatting for the Cat Still Gathering as well. It is following the Conquest format, which is the format that was used during the Asia Invitationals, where players who win with a deck are no longer allowed to use it, whereas players that have lost with a deck are allowed to bring it into the next game, and they'll have the selection of what they want to play.
This is getting pretty close. Let's see.
I think it's still pretty much Happy's game.
Yeah, I think it's still Happy's favor, but Ray's putting up a pretty good fight. Let's see how this goes here. Ooh. Wow, that is the rainbow.
Yeah, not the most ideal here. Happy is looking for a bit more Geo dice. They'll be able to stay on Ningguang quite comfortably. Only 3, but it is enough to burst.
Take it out.
Scourge
Leaving
of evil
left by himself. This should be Happy's game.
Xingqiu definitely does not have enough damage to take out 3 characters by himself. And even if you do freeze Ningguang here,
Wish me luck.
Happy just needs to wait until the chance presents itself once again.
Witness the power of Puwa.
Yeah, this is basically the swan song for game 1.
Wow. Well, what did you think of the Hyper Magic Jet engine? Any opinion on it?
It's fun. You gotta
Yep.
love like the big breath situations. This is unfortunately one of those where it happened a little bit too soon.
Yes, agreed. Yep.
But it is
Amazing.
difficult. Like, it's
It
not
is.
the best matchup because a stall deck loves to just switch around and wait until they have the dice advantage. So because of how early on the Jet Engine was popped, it's very easy for Happy to just decide how they want to delay. And with the amount of defenses and healing they have with a stall deck, it's understandable how the situation ended out this way.
I like that Happy's still trying.
Rain.
They rerolled their
Always
dice too.
You always have to try.
Yeah, try
you
right
never
till
know
the
what
end.
might happen.
Yeah, you never
Understood.
know. Maybe they might disconnect, right? And then you have to redo it. Who knows? You never know.
You never know what kind of secrets the Guhua clan may be hiding.
Yeah.
Give up.
All right, here we go. Got that gamblers there left too. Chewing through the shields. Getting Ningguang down slowly.
Don't waste my time.
All right, yeah, it's pretty much GG here.
Ari just putting in some last few hits here,
Yep.
but with the end of round declared, Happy can just quite easily tune what's necessary, get that last hit in,
I have taught you.
and that's gonna be lethal,
Yeah.
and that's gonna be game 1 going in favor of Happy.
Yeah, to raise credit though, it is a very, very difficult deck to play, very high level, and they did get both jet engines off. And it's a fairly new deck, so people are still trying to feel out how to play it properly. Personally, I would play it again once your opponent has very few dice to work with and you're left with 16. That way you can just go for an elimination right away.
You gotta make sure you have that dice advantage here, but I do have like another suggestion. You see, I have the deck right here. We take out this
Yes.
guy.
No,
We
you
put
can't do
in
that.
This
No, no.
person right here.
Where's the
yeah.
Amber card? You gotta
That's
bring
the
up the
wi-
Amber card for me.
No, this is the winning card right here.
That is the winning card. That is the
This is the
team that we
winning
saw
card.
in the Asia Invitational too. Yeah, very, very powerful team. The old Libe Friends
The Lier
team.
Friends.
Yeah.
That was a good time. But
It
it
was a
was a
good time.
good game. We got to see the Jet Engine being popped here. The 16 dice.
Mhm.
On top of like I assume like the 4 or 5 that were used before. So we've already seen like the deck showcases on YouTube that really like promote how the Jet Engine is supposed to be played, and that's exactly what happened. But against a stall deck, we now get to understand the importance of maintaining that dice advantage and manipulating the dice economy. And in this case, Ray was not able to do so. So Happy just basically played the game exactly how they wanted.
Yep. So I'm wondering if they're gonna bring that deck out again to give it another go. And Happy is going with Magic OTK. It looks like here. Nothing too outstanding. The same kind of deck that we always see in every game. So we know how this one gets played. For chat really quickly, how this one gets played, you get Yelan's Burst going while drawing the cards you need. Hopefully you get an MMR along the way. You switch over to Thunder Manifestation, and then you just smack them down. The only difference about this deck now, it doesn't play Thunder Manifestation's talent because that recently got increased from 0 costs to 3 matching costs. You don't really want to play that one anymore.
Yeah, it was a little bit too flexible back then,
Yeah.
so this change is very understandable and basically has rendered that talent card into talent card jail along with most of the other talent cards in the game. So Ray is gonna be bringing in a very familiar face
yes.
here. We got Finale.
Yeah, the old finale for official Nahida Linny. Official Nahida Linny finale, just for anyone that wants to know. Some people call it finally. I prefer finale because Linny also has a line where it says time for the finale, and then he like throws his hat out. But anyway,
Yeah.
it does
honestly-
run Catherine, which is interesting to see. Usually, we don't normally get to see that.
Yeah, definitely. But it's something that players do bring along, especially in decks like this where every single character has a chance to proc reactions, where you
Right.
don't really mind too much whoever is the active character at the time. Catherine can be very valuable to provide those quick switches consistently.
Right.
So this is going to be a much more familiar matchup from what we've seen in tournaments like the Asia Invitational, and we know from past experience that the finale deck has the advantage in this particular duel.
Yeah, they can dish out a ton of damage within the first 2 turns, so Happy really needs to get that magic engine going on their side as well to work here. And it looks like they got some favorable cards to start with. Ray probably wants to get some card draw rather than those. Might cycle back Gamblers, Ito, maybe even Lotus. Yep, all those go back in. Ugh, not really good there either.
Best draw here. Happy
In the name of the princesses.
Nice here. Having the flowing rings as well as the minty meat rolls basically guarantees that you can get Yelan Burst prepared by round 2.
Yeah.
But against Finale, that becomes a lot more dangerous because leaving Yelan out for that many turns puts her at very genuine risk of being taken out.
Yeah, so I know there's ways to play around it if Yelan gets really low, but I really think that Yelan needs to get that burst going at the best time to really like showcase the power of that deck. Looking at both sides though, Ray didn't get the best dice draw, but maybe they'll play into Lenny here.
I think they totally want to play into Lenny here.
Yeah.
So
wait, they got rid of the dice.
The typical half here is to go official into Nahida to get the seeds and the quicken set up, but if you want to apply high pressure and threaten the character directly from the start, going into Lenny makes more
I've been
sense.
waiting for
Going
you
to
for
Nahida.
ages.
Actually, the dice was on the other side of the thing. I messed up there.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I messed up as well.
It's all good. I think they want to tune a card. Yeah, they get their skill out. It's just which one do they want to do?
What?
Oh, okay. The arcane card. That's fair.
I'm actually kind of surprised that they run Covenant of Rock with Finale here. Typically, you go with like I remember in the past that Stove God was the one that basically any deck would run, but with the more recent adjustments, it's no longer quite as popular.
Yeah, not really, especially when these games go so fast. You don't really have time to sit and wait for Goba to like make some cards for you. Covenant, I could see being played with a magic engine. You kind of run your dice out, then you play it, then you Liar Song, then you bring your dice back, right?
True, makes sense.
Yeah. Okay, Happy plays a little defensively, going over to Manifestation. Let's see. Ray's not getting the best cards here either. Happy, that was horrible. Oh my god. The dice, ooh, not too good. Ray though, that's some really good dice.
Yeah, Ray definitely winning the dice lottery here. Happy.
Yeah.
Again, not very happy about what the dice on their side of the board are looking like. I do need to stop using their name in situations like this, but it's a little bit too convenient.
Yep. Well, Ray's got their, they got their bursts ready to go so they can set up perfectly here. They do have Opera Eclipse, but they can't play that yet either. Ray is having a dice problem, so yeah, probably best not to use it yet. So you don't use up the duration of it.
I do like that Happy is definitely switching up the line that they're taking here, going into Signora, but with Manifestation on 3, Yelan on 4, we're already seeing the Finale deck in action. It's gonna be very difficult for Happy to get like the combo that they want set up anymore, and their characters are not in any state to apply any sort of pressure. This is the danger of playing against such an aggressive deck, and Finale has persisted through the meta changes for a reason.
Is that the right play there? Because Manifestation is going to get taken out by that Overload. Unless they have something in their hand that they can heal with. I think what they're going to do here. If Ray keeps pulling really bad cards, though, they might be in a weird position to execute. That's the problem.
I've been waiting for you for ages.
Back to Nahida.
I'm trying to figure it out as well. Thunder Manifestation right now can only do damage to Nahida because of the way that the Lightning Probe works.
Right.
And even if he wanted to do that, he'd have to tune quite a few cards. Gonna go for the basic attack here instead with the Northern Smoked Chicken. I feel like this is kind of a desperation play, and I'm not sure I agree with it very much.
I think it's the safe. Maybe not. No, he's the active character right now. I could just burst into.
it doesn't do much damage, and
Right.
it gives Ray turn priority.
Right. Huh. Not looking too good for Happy right now.
Not at all. We could
No.
be seeing a game tree already. We already
Yeah.
knew that going into this game, this is a very difficult matchup for
Right.
Milan OTK. Not to
Exactly, yeah.
mention that this deck is not quite as consistent as it used to be with the adjustments to like the Manifestations talent card, for example.
Yeah. I appreciate that both teams have very different decks to play, though. Makes it for a more interesting matchup. But yeah,
Always.
Gamblers went on to Nahida. They are ready for the kill at this point.
Temple of Wisdom!
If
we go.
Ray had Adeptus even, that would have actually popped Signora's revive too. So
Yeah.
Happy, gonna be feeling good that that's not there at the very least. But it's still not looking promising here. I'm pretty sure we are going to be looking at a 1-1 situation. Happy's just a little bit too far behind at this point.
Right. Yeah, and Signora is going to go to Crimson Witch here in a moment. I'm just trying to figure out what that food that Ray's sitting on right now. I think that's tandoori. Yeah, there it is.
Yeah, that's going to be the final nail in the coffin here. If Happy was able to get Yelan Burst out, then maybe Signora still has some control with the consistent freeze. But the Tandoori taking her out before the burst is able to activate means that game basically over now for Happy. We are definitely going into game number 3.
Yeah, going to game number 3. Just taking a look at Happy's side there right now. Did they have Gilded? I don't know if they did. That is... No, that's not Gilded.
No.
That's something else in their deck. I think that's the Echoes. Yeah, I'm just trying to see, is there anything Happy can do right now? Huh. Yeah,
You
Boar
can do Boar
Princess.
Princess.
Equip a 0, cost 1 to get another die. Liar's Song. Oh. Can do Heart
You
of
can do a double
Kavra.
replacement to get
Yeah,
one
double-
more hit out, but
Oh, that's not bad.
even if Nahida
Play
were
Gamblers
to
now too,
die
yeah.
here-
There you go.
Pale
Not bad, yeah. Take
Lay
Nahida. At least
waste.
Nahida gets taken out.
Actually, hold on.
Prepare
still
to
not
be
enough.
amazed.
Yeah, still not enough. If they had a Gilded, they could do it. Oh, the
Wait,
egg!
it's an egg!
Huh?
It's been an egg this whole time?
Oh boy, here we go. And they have reactions on both sides too.
And Happy still... No, Ray just drew Lotus. I think that is
Yeah.
very much
Yeah.
another final nail in the coffin. The previous
How
final
many
nail
nails
was
do we
not
need
good
in this
enough.
coffin?
I realized I forgot all my nails to start with.
All right, I'd be happy to see this go into a 3rd round though if we do.
No, always welcome more games. It's definitely good to see that Happy was able to find a line that puts them in a much more comfortable spot.
Yeah.
If they had turn priority this round and took out Linny here, there's a genuine chance that they would have won. But Ray having the turn priority means that Signora will go down to a single bewildering light. And then,
Now disappear.
yeah, Thunder Manifestation can
never
only
asked
take out Linny
for
at
redemption.
most. And I don't think it does quite enough damage to do so.
Yeah. Oh well. Worth the try. Ooh, that would have been nice. Though that's a big hit.
Yep.
All right. Next round. This round goes to Ray with the finale
egg
deck.
The egg play definitely made it a lot closer than we
Yeah.
thought.
But so far, Egg hasn't pulled through for us, at least for
Not
when we were
quite.
casting here. So
Putting an egg between the coffin and the lid doesn't quite stop that final nail. So
no.
yeah, it's
that's it.
unfortunate, but game 3 means that we get to see more gameplay and we get to see which of these players will be taking home that 3rd place. Just to remind you guys of the stakes once again, this is of course for the prize money and for the points that will determine which players get to move on into the serious showdown, which will subsequently choose which players move on to bigger tournaments like the Prince Cup.
Yeah, so we get to see Ray get some redemption with their
Ooh.
Hyper Magic Jet Engine deck here versus, was it Happy at the Magic OTK? Yeah, we'll see how these matchup
Yep.
goes. I think because Ray's deck is a little bit high skill ceiling, maybe the Magic OTK engine might prevail over here. What do you think?
So it is going to be the Yelan OTK versus the Hyper Magic that we saw. Yeah, if the combo is able to get off the ground, then there will definitely be much more consistent damage from Yelan OTK in comparison. But if the Jet Engine is able to find a situation where they're able to pop out the extra dice when the enemy no longer has moves, then that is going to be their game.
Yeah, and the Magic OTK deck does run into that problem sometimes, especially when they rely on dice to be consistent throughout, as well as the card draw. So, yeah, because the Hyper Magic Jet Engine card, I don't know what to call it, it has room to play around, especially once you get Sunyata out, and you're also creating new cards, creating different like paths that you can go for here. So, yeah, looking through this deck again. Yeah, same old Magic OTK, nothing particular about it. That is Gilded. Okay, that looks like the lower version of Gilded for some reason.
A lower version of Gilded would have a less fancy background.
Right. Okay, that's true. I always get confused by them because they all look very similar.
It's understandable.
Yeah, no Lieben in that deck though, which could be very nice for some more draw power and some extra dice. They opt for more artifacts instead on normals.
I think this deck generally doesn't run a lot of ramp or dice generation there because you run dice discounting with Northern Smoke Chicken and Minty Meat rules, for example.
Fair enough.
Whereas on the other side, we're gonna be bringing in the Hyper Magic Jet Engine. It honestly sounds so intense when you say it in one sentence like that.
Yeah,
but
I think it's just called. I think it's just called Hyper Magic or like Freeze Hyper Freeze. Hyper Freeze is probably what it's called. Yeah. I think it's the actual name of it.
I believe that's that.
I think that's what Blep was calling it, if I recall. Blep and Leah will be hosting the NA finals right after us in a few hours. And prior to this, Kojo and Kettle were hosting Asia, where Inzaghi won. Inzaghi was a finalist in the Asia Invitational tournament that we were hosting. So but this matchup, this is just third place, and it's been very intense and exciting just watching these two go back and forth.
Absolutely. There's so many different ideas, so many different conflicts that are happening on this board. People will be from outside looking in thinking, oh, it's just a card game. It doesn't seem very interesting. But when you look at all the intricacies that are happening behind the scenes and all the neurons firing in their brains, you just start to understand just how difficult it is to make every single decision.
Ray throws all those back. Oh, okay, that's a much better draw in my opinion. At least you get not Tavarana, the other one version that I always get their names mixed up.
It's time to pull
that
the
is
trigger.
Tavarana, sorry. The other one is Rakasha. Yeah, sorry.
So Happy was able to draw Northern Smoke Chicken. No Minty Meat roll this time, so a little more difficult.
Dice is horrible though. Oh my gosh.
Ooh, yeah.
That is really bad.
That is actually really bad. He's gonna have to tune a fair bit here.
Oh, they're gonna go for their draw. They don't care. They're gonna go.
Because the dice is like with Northern Smoke Chicken, Happy actually had enough dice to go for 3 attacks to get Yelan Burst out by turn 2, which against this deck is definitely safer since starting on Xingqiu means that it's not going to be quite as much pressure. Ooh.
Happy threw that egg away. You see that?
Yes, I did.
You betrayed me last time, egg. Get out.
I don't think you can count that as a betrayal. The egg tried its best.
Oh well. Let's see. All right, Ray's got the burst ready to go. Happy keep their dice. Yeah. Set on the manifestation just for dice management. The first Jet Engine goes out. Huh. That's a bit weird because Jet takes up a space to place companions and supports down. That it gets a bit trickier trying to decide who to get rid of and who to keep.
Yeah, but with 2 dice left over and basically nothing else left in their hand to play, I can see how Ray just goes for it to preserve some dice efficiency, but this means that Happy will be able to track the progress of Jet stacks throughout the entire game here. So that's something that they'll be giving up in exchange.
Yeah, I think that's okay for now. Not something you normally want to do. Happy drawing much better cards here, and Yelan is ready to go. Do they want to go now? Do they have they must have an MMR in their deck there. They have some 1 dice. think it's a perfect time for them to go, actually. You got
Yeah,
War
really.
Princess. They have Gilded. They have Yayoi, too. They definitely can set up for the next round. And they got a quick swap, too. So they can let Yelan go right after this.
Yeah, I think so. But Ray is in a very bad spot right now. We literally
Yeah.
mentioned this. If Yelan is able to get burst out, it's gonna be very difficult for the Hyper Magic deck to actually
Let me
match
read
up
your turn.
against it.
Yeah. Actually, they got some insurance here now. They can get Chongyun to freeze counter a bunch of the next turn here if they do it properly. They also have a quick swap in their hand, too.
That's gonna be the saving grace here. If they're able to freeze Manifestation and Signora.
They got Vanarana as well. That could help, perhaps. They can try to take turn advantage with extra dice.
That is true. That's the second
Yeah.
time that has happened this series as well.
Yeah. That's actually a really hard to draw out of that thing, if anything.
Things are about to get dicey.
Vanarana really wanting to get some screen time now that the Aranara patch is over.
Exactly. Let's see how this goes. Okay.
Ray's deck is definitely not going fast enough here to try and respond to the Yelan OTK though.
Right,
With Jet
yeah.
only having one stack so far and the companion space not being filled up at all, Happy is going to be feeling quite comfortable about this. They will definitely want to try and get turn priority so that they can avoid the threat of freezing here since they can switch
Right.
for
Yeah, here it is. Chongyun is going to get Frostfield down for sure, too. I think Happy could Hydro. Oh no, they go to Manifestation instead. I would have put Hydro and Chongyun, then keep your quick swap to jump over to Senor to freeze Chongyun so you can't do anything. But interesting play here. Maybe Ray will play Tenshikaku and then Vanarana and get some extra dice for next turn. Oh,
They just played Minty. They're going for
yeah, they're going for okay.
the
They're putting Gilded
Gilded
down. That's actually
Fortress.
really good. Okay, they're going now. Okay, that's not bad. That's actually a really good move. Get some damage out
Yeah,
right
this
away.
is actually an excellent movie. I was
That's
like
a very good
thinking
move.
Happy might need to preserve all his.
Ooh.
Oh,
Oh,
that's a top deck if I've ever seen one.
yeah. Ooh.
I was thinking Happy might want to preserve for next turn, but by doing this now, he can
Oh, hang
actually
on.
somewhat prevent freeze. Except Ray also has some
Yeah,
dice
they're-
in hand.
Got their Frostfield down too. My God, what is? It's going back and forth really good now. Whoa.
Oh, there's
the
the
other
second
Jet's
jet.
there.
Still
Yeah, but
a
you don't
little
wanna-
too early.
Don't want to play that. Yeah, don't do that. That is a very good line for both sides, but it looks like this is in Happy's favor at the moment.
Ray will be able to prevent a little more damage from coming out. But Happy being able to end first means turn priority here. They
Yeah.
have 2 Liar Songs and they just drew Covenant. So this turn they do have a lot more attacks coming, but with only 3 health, the Thunder Manifestation, who is going to be the bulk of the damage for
Oh
Yelan
my
OTK, is at a
Yeah.
risk of being taken out.
Let's see. Oh, this is interesting. Okay, Lyra Song, bring Gilded out, build your dice. That's a very good idea. Okay, they know they're that's good. Keep it off. Very likely to go over to Senora here and then just freeze them. I think Happy has this. They got a lot of die. They have Gilded. I'm pretty sure that's MMR. They got Covenant. I think Happy has this one quite easily here. It's too
This
bad
is
they don't
very
have Gilded. Or not Gilded, sorry, Gamblers. G-words.
Yeah.
Sorry.
It's very risky right now because
Yeah.
Ray has a clear kill on the Thunder Manifestation and it does need to go to prevent it from doing any more damage. But by doing so, it would give Happy a free switch over to Signora, which would then do quite a lot of damage by taking out Chongyun before he's able to burst.
One with my blade.
So yeah, Manifestation out. Very likely to go to Senora, maybe, I guess. So Yelan, okay. Interesting.
Very interesting. I don't really feel like Happy needs to turn stall. Chongyun is
Yeah.
already going to be taken out here. So I guess
Right.
Yelan can do that as well.
I guess
After
so,
all,
yeah.
So why
that-
not?
Training.
True. I think Happy has this, alright? Pretty sure.
Actually, this makes sense because in the same way, Yelan taking out Zongyun would have given a free switch over to Razor. And that
Right.
could have done some chip damage to Signora, though I don't feel like it's
Oh.
something he had to be too wary of.
Was there frost field on the field still with the,
Oh,
the rain
yeah.
swords? I think
Most
that's probably
likely, yeah.
why. Yeah,
Yeah,
it's definitely why.
yeah, very smart play here.
Yeah. Now who do they go to? Xingqiu could do it, maybe. They only got 4 dice left. They do have gamblers though. Could make some dice. Yeah, Ray just didn't, like earlier, the first match you mentioned, did not get the cards they wanted to be played out right away.
I have taught you
Yelan versus
everything
Xingqiu
I
as well.
know.
Razor will be able to take out Yelan here. But then after that, Signora gets a free freeze on Razor.
Yep.
What are
And with
the
a Gilded and Covenant still in hand, should be able to do enough damage this turn
Yeah.
to take out Razor and get that GG for 3rd place.
What is that food that they have currently?
I am not too sure.
That Lotus? Let's see. No, yeah, it could be a whole bunch of them. There's no Lotus. Oh, they don't have any MMR. Wait, no, I'm looking at the wrong deck. Sorry.
If this
Oh,
deck
this
doesn't
is-
run MMR, we have a problem.
Yeah, I know that. Sorry. Trying to bring up the deck here. Where is it?
Well, Razor frozen. Still has dice. Got Chef Mao as well. There's a hash brown in case you needed some healing
There you
for
go.
whatever reason. Happy
Yeah.
still has plenty of tools. And Ray ending their turn there. Probably quite certain about how this is going to go now.
Yes. Let's see. All right. Chef Mao. Hash brown to make 2 more dice. Will that be an... Oh, they had
There
that
it is.
earlier.
Well, they don't really need it anymore.
Yeah.
Here's the final hit.
And there
Yelan
it is.
versus-
Happy takes 3rd place. Congratulations. Oh my god. It was fun to watch. Like, it kind of just like a pendulum swinging back and forth. Like, oh, this side has it now. Wait, no, this side just pulled something out of nowhere and has that. That was really exciting to watch.
Yeah, we already mentioned how this matchup was going to go. Whichever player was able to get their burst up at a more opportune moment to get that big combo going was probably going to have the favor heading into that game. And in this case, it's a lot easier for Yelan to set up her burst as compared to other more aggressive decks, especially since Ray didn't look to be very interested to apply high pressure right from the get-go, not to mention drawing both jets a little bit too early
Right.
again, actually. So yeah, it's unfortunate, but very well played by both sides.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely going to be tough running this deck up in the tournaments. I'm surprised we even saw it here. I've been talking with some of the casters about that deck specifically. You have to be
Yellow
really
OTK?
brave and really confident about it.
Which deck exactly?
Sorry, the hyper
Oh, the
freeze deck.
Hyper Magic.
Yeah, hyper magic, hyper freeze, however you want to call
Mhm.
it. But yeah, definitely high skill level play, very risky, but unfortunately didn't get to see it through. But we did get to see it featured for new players to see how the jet card works. So, but yeah, perfect.
I'm definitely glad we at least got to see that. So it's fun to see what kind of deck archetypes are popping out with every change in the meta.
Mm.
I do kind of wish we got to see a little bit more of the new character cards. I know that some of them are not the most popular. The only one
Right.
that's been kind of breaking out being the Seahorse. Hopefully we get to see some of that at least. But yeah, the state of the game, ever evolving, ever changing, and we can see that these players are keeping up very well.
Yeah, perfect. And we will see some of those new characters in the next matchups. We did get to peek at them, but for now, we are going to take a 10-minute break before the finals. So don't go away. We will be right back. Okay, ready? You open up.
And we're back, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome, welcome, and thank you for staying with us. For those of you joining us right now, you are watching the Genshin Impact Genius Invocation TCG Cat's Tail Gathering Season 2 Europe Finals. And once again, my name is Staffa, honored to be bringing you some excellent Genshin TCG games alongside Rintai Cho.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Genius Invocation TCG EU Finals Season 2. Joined by Staffa today, my co-host, and we've co-hosted before back in the Asia Invitational, and we just wrapped up the third place match, position, rank, whatever you'd like to call it, with Happy and Ray, and I believe Happy was the one that took that home, right?
Oh, Happy successfully secures third place for our Season 2 EU Finals. So congratulations to them. Those points are going to go a long way in determining their position moving on into the serious showdown. That's going to be coming up pretty soon. And speaking of, we get to have a little look at how things are, because now we are going into our grand finals matchup.
PP Pig was in this tournament. Huh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, just looking through the names here. Yeah, PP Pig was there. Anyone else you remember? I remember Sherry, Sumi, Kevin, yeah. Who else? Lily Bonds at the top there. Happy, yeah, you just saw. Yeah, a lot of familiar names in here. So, once again, to the chat. Come join the tournaments, they're fun.
Oh, they are difficult as well. Rain already mentioned that from personal experience. And now we got Liliva with perhaps the most interesting deck we've seen today here.
Yeah, Leah named this deck I Hate This Deck. So that's what we'll call it moving forward.
Leah's Nightmare.
Yeah, Nightmare. Okay, let's call it that, Nightmare. I like that name.
Because Mare is horse as well.
Yeah, true. Oh, I like that. You're very good at this. Okay. Nightmare. I Hate This Deck and Nightmare. Anyway, this is basically like Yelan Magic OTK, but very tuned a little bit different with different cards, but the same elements. So it'll be running a very similar idea.
It's
a lot of skill power. Yeah.
You get to see the cryo hypostasis. I'm sure everyone is calling it Ice Cube. I don't know for sure, but there's no way everyone isn't calling it Ice Cube. Yeah. So hopefully we get to see some cool plays.
Cool plays, yes. And then Kevin, very familiar plays, also running the Primordial Seahorse with this deck, I believe is named Sea Sauce. Not 100% sure why.
Yeah, but still trying to figure that out as well.
Yeah, it's like a Finale alternate, runs pretty much the same, but with a little bit more defensive capabilities, with Yao Yao's burst being able to switch and heal and apply Dendro at the same time. Really, really powerful mechanic for this.
Yeah, this deck is an example of how anti-meta can crop up once decks become more popular and more long-staying. Basically, it is very much designed to counteract Finale and other aggressive decks by having Seahorse, who is naturally a very defensive character, being able to absorb a lot of damage. And if you count in how the passive works against summons, has up to 12 effective starting HP.
Interesting. All right, we'll see how these two decks pair up. Different decks too this time. Good for Yao Yao means that might be watching right now. But if you want to be a cryo hypostasis main, nice card draw over on Liliba's side there.
Yeah. Double gilded, double Yayoi. Yeah, that's actually a very interesting way to start things off. Yeah, I'm still holding the chat to this. If anyone knows why this deck is called Sea Sauce, I really want to know, because it is going to keep me up at night.
Yeah, to keep you up at night.
Yes, I have to know the sauce. Man.
Yes, I need the sauce. You're on the puns today, man. Keep it up.
Thank you.
All right. Standard play from Liliba. Dunyarzad to Yayoi to draw that other card. It looks like another Yayoi just came out, which is a really good play because you got double gilded. Play one, get a discount on the next turn for free. So pretty good setup for Liliba right now to get some things going here.
Yep. So we already see the gilded coming right out.
Delve into destiny.
A good amount of effective dice right from the get-go, but so that's gonna be pretty nice. Just to preface for some peeps as well. While both of these are familiar names, Ririba is the defending Cat's Tail Gathering EU champ right now. So
Right.
that carries some weight to it.
This is a battle of just champions, both of them. I think even in the last season we were watching, Kevin was watching with us. I'm like, Kevin, why don't you come to the finals? And here he is. So
He took
glad
that
to see
personally.
Kevin here. You just need to check Lilybuzz deck again. Was he running? Yeah, he's running the talent card in here too. So one card out of talent jail, as you mentioned earlier.
Yeah, it's an interesting talent as well because on first glance, it doesn't seem all that strong. It definitely feels like the type of talent card that you would leave at home. Basically, when it if it's equipped, when the passive is triggered, where the cryo hypostasis revives, it simply applies sheer cold to the active character on the opposing side, which doesn't seem all that significant. I could be
Right.
mistaken, of course, but we'll see.
Just taking a look here. What is happening? Also just got note that it's called sea sauce because it's sauce that uses seahorse. I still don't know what that means, but okay.
I don't know if I can accept
Yeah.
that as an
No.
explanation.
Yeah,
There's gotta be a deeper meaning to this.
there
There's
has to be.
Either way, we'll put that on the back burner for now. Yuriba going to get set up very nicely. Double Yayoi, still has a Gilded in hand. Passing of Judgment also going to be run in this deck. Now this is not a familiar deck, so
No.
up until now we've been able to like tell everyone watching, oh, this is what this deck wants to do and how it matches up. But we're totally like blown out of the water here. Like the Ice Cube, first time appearing, not really sure how this deck list works.
I've played Cryo Cube in my own time. I understand how it works and what they might be going for here. The Sea Sauce deck I've tried a few times. I can understand why it is the way it is. It's a very frustrating deck to play against. Because it feels like a very aggressive deck, but also like with the power of shield, sort of like how Dynamo can be aggressive and stally at the same time. But for Lilybuzz side, I feel like they want to do a lot of super conduct with the ability to quick swap off of Mona, especially with Cryocube having that skill and then turning their normals into like a one punch and then a piercing on both characters kind of thing, bringing everyone down at the same time.
Yeah, Ice Cube
Yeah.
definitely acts a little bit like Ganyu Light,
Yeah,
where it has a good amount of piercing damage built into its kit. But what we see oftentimes in TCG is that if there is a character that's kind of like a mini or like light version of another character, you typically want to go for the one that's less of a jack of all trades. So it's
right.
very interesting that Cryo Hypostasis would get brought in here.
It could be, because Ganyu, if it's Ganyu Light, Ganyu does have a 3 energy burst and a little bit expensive, and you can be tempted to use the 5 cost attack even though it is really strong. But maybe it's just to have some cryo application on the field too.
It's true.
We'll have to see how it goes.
There is some form of manipulation as well, because the way that Cryo Hypostasis Burst works is that the summon that it creates deals
Right.
one
Prepare
cryo
to be
damage in the
amazed.
end phase to the character in the same column as your active character. So in a
Right.
similar way to how like Venti's Burst works.
Right.
So with Mona, you could definitely manipulate who is taking damage in the end phase, but it still feels like a very niche usage.
Totally, but there's a reason why these two people are at the end, so it's beyond my understanding too as well. Can't wait to see how it plays out. But off to Lilybuzz. They have their burst ready on the Seahorse. Going to Gilded on Mona. Make some more dice. Tuning a dice. I think that was Lieben.
We're gonna get the Seahorse Burst out on Ririba's side. As for Kevin's side, definitely his health total is gonna be looking lower as compared to Ririba's, but this deck has a lot of healing with Yao Yao, and we can see that he's got plenty of food in hand as well. So the game state right now still definitely quite even, and
Yeah,
Lion
quite
Song
even.
there going to be pretty useful to get some more dice out.
All right, off to Cryocube. Likely, probably just the normal, just to do some super conduct. I can see how that works. Interesting. Okay. Yeah, because if you skill on Cryocube, then you normal onto a superconduct, that's like 2 damage to everybody.
Yeah, 2 piercing damage.
That's
to both
pretty good,
standby.
actually. Not bad.
Can be
quite
very
efficient.
damaging reaction. Not to mention that if you want to combo with Bona as well, then Electro Charge can also be piercing damage. You have potential freeze control, though the Hydro application is a little less consistent.
Right.
And now we will get to see that skill come out. So if Ririma wants to go for the piercing damage, it is now an option. But no more dice left in hand to switch over to Seahorse. And when you are running the Seahorse in your deck, you typically want to end with it because the passive will activate if it's the active character at the end phase to draw you a card. Not to mention that it's able to tank damage from summons pretty effectively.
Yeah. I think it already took damage in this turn, though, correct? So that reaction will take out the Seahorse.
Yeah,
unless they have pizza.
that should keep it just topped up enough.
Yes. They'll heal them up. They got Yuegui out as well to help bring the health up, too. So Kevin's okay on Seahorse for now.
I think in this situation, Kevin would ideally want to have ramp so that you get turn prio next turn, but doesn't have any in hand, so they will go for an attack instead.
That'll bring Q's health really low too. Oh, that's a good play from Kevin. Okay.
Yep.
Draw Lotus, really
That's
good.
gonna be helpful.
Yeah. 1 health from there. With pizza, Yuegui. Oh yeah. Gonna knock Crowd Cube revive out.
Yep.
What if that talent card shows up now? Oh,
That would have been incredible.
That'd been funny.
Though. Yeah. So if Cryocube gets taken out here, because like I'm pretty sure Cryocube is the majority of the damage coming out from Ririma's deck.
Yeah.
So you probably don't want it taken out so early on. Ooh, those are nice dice rolls from Kevin.
I guess, but you still have some superconduct potential between Mona and Seahorse if they stay there.
Yeah, but with Yao Yao around, I think superconduct damage is quite easy to mitigate.
Right. Especially when you can get Yaoyo's burst off. Man, Kevin has a line of artifacts there and a Lyre Song ready to go.
Yeah.
All right, Board Princess down. Okay. Probably just a normal attack, I would guess here.
Yeah, I'm definitely finding myself a bit more lost for words than usual with this particular matchup, because not only is Seasauce a little bit on the newer side for me, Ririma's deck is just completely out of nowhere. So I find myself like more fascinated than actually analyzing what's going on.
Yeah, it's doing really good though. It's keeping Kevin's health low, because they don't have that much healing potential until Yaoyo can go there. And Yaoyo is getting much closer to lethal at this point here. You don't want to do a misplay. Very interesting to see.
What's gonna be the move here? Leaving Cube out now is very dangerous. There is some food in hand, so some healing can definitely take place. But I'm not sure if it's going to be enough. Not to mention, we see that there is a quick swap in Kevin's hand.
Ooh,
Tandori?
Tandori,
Is
okay.
that enough? Does that lethal Seahorse?
It should, yes. If they do a skill, though, they'd have to skill, obviously.
I think that's perfectly fine.
Ooh, not bad. Okay. It's a good play there. Expensive, but they got something going.
That could be quite dangerous here. Now, Seahorse is a very big, plays a very important role in the Seasauce deck here. You really need it as the primary active character to tank damage and provide pressure. Now, Yao Yao and Linny still have a lot of staying power and damage overall, especially now that they should be able to freely take out the Ice Cube.
Right.
But it's still not the ideal position for Kevin's to be in.
No, because they can't play any food right now because of the Judgment card. That Lotus would have come in handy to protect Yao Yao to get the burst out, so it's going to be a difficult play here. What to do.
It might be worth it to go Yao Yao, because neither Mona or Seahorse will do enough direct
Right.
damage. Actually, with Tandoori, Seahorse would be scary.
Yeah, everyone else can just take everyone else.
Yeah, it would be
So,
5 damage.
Yeah.
So
They only have 3 dice left though, and they are probably gonna go Seahorse if they get taken out.
and now that passing of judgment has come out, Kevin cannot even go do like quick swapping around.
Off the
So
Yao Yao.
something may have to be sacrificed here.
Maybe they just play 3 cards they don't want so they can at least get something out here.
Not impossible. Kevin
Yeah.
has a pretty strong hand right now.
Right. Maybe just burn everything but keep the Lotus. Equip
Even
Gilded,
playing the
do a
Lotus here
reaction.
would keep Yao Yao alive. So
Yeah. Oh, what's gonna happen?
Yugling,
Oh, they just
you're up.
skill regularly. Okay.
Ooh.
Not bad. They don't have the dice to move either. Yeah, you don't want to end on you.
So they're not gonna lethal the cube. They're gonna force Ridipa
Yeah.
to have to use a dice to switch.
Right.
And if they're lucky, there won't be enough dice left after that to get a skill out. So it's a
Actually,
little
not.
risky, but with
I think
only
that's
4
a-
cards in hand, yeah, I
I
think
think
it's
that's a
safe
really
choice.
good move, actually. Yeah, you can wait out this judgment. Oh, what's going on here?
If they go for a skill on the cube, it has already used the Tandoori proc this
Right,
turn, so it
yes.
still wouldn't be enough, but it
But
will drop Yao Yao
If they
low
do
enough.
it, that the summon should take out Yao Yao on reaction because the skill should only do 3 damage, but they could also summon as well.
The skill on Cryo Cube. Yeah, I have to look this up because I'm not.
Is it going
using
for the burst?
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is 3 damage.
For everybody.
Ooh.
Yeah, and that should take out Yao Yao. Yao Yao could burst here though. Hmm.
I'm trying to calculate some things here because this is actually very bad.
Yeah,
For,
they do have that new artifact that heals when you equip.
Yeah. No longer as strong as it was when
What?
it was first introduced.
Yao Yao, what if Yao Yao bursts and you just flip around and heal your guys just from Yuegui?
Actually, wouldn't be too bad. Yeah, I'm finding myself having to do a lot of referencing here because these are characters I'm not
Prepare
that
to be
familiar with. But yeah,
amazed.
Yao Yao burst and then switching around. That would lethal on the cube. I think now that the round has ended for Riba, honestly,
I'll take
that
good care
should
of
be the play.
everyone.
Burst on Yao Yao, switch around, that will lethal the cube, they'll get healing up on your characters.
I don't know if they want to do that because that's a 4-cost burst too. They have to tune something.
They've got plenty.
Yeah. I think Kevin's just buying some time right now. Ah, so sad to see Lotus go.
Hey, go away!
Oh, surprised that Lotus would go.
Yeah.
Like
Okay.
at this point, you may as well. Ooh, Chapmao actually quite useful.
Yeah. See where they go here. Yeah, they have to go to Mona. They don't want to go to Seahorse here because then Kevin could just switch and create a reaction and take Seahorse out. So Mona's gonna have to take a ton of damage coming up here. Yeah.
Mona's still on full HP, so this won't be too much of an issue.
Right.
Do you switch back to Linny? Like, you have to decide who's going to be eating the damage from the summons on
Yeah.
engine. And
Prepare
unfortunately,
to
Kevin
be
no longer
amazed.
has the chance to end turn first to get healing from Yuegui, so
Yeah.
whatever healing they're able to get right
Oh
now.
my god. Actually,
Ooh.
hang on. That's
Oh,
wait a second.
really wishing he had the Yayoi proc right now.
Yeah.
I'll take good care of everyone.
Over to there. All right.
One more dice remaining, one more proc of Yao Yao's burst remaining. Okay.
Sorry. Sorry I've become quiet. It's just like I'm watching
No, I have
this
to
very
say-
closely.
I think a lot of us are gonna be on the edge of our seats right
Yeah.
now. As we can see from the cryo burst, it does end up hitting Linny instead of Yao Yao, who is active, because Mona is the active
Right.
character.
Yeah, and they don't have any reactions on them either here, so that saves them from a hit.
That feels bad. That's the second Chef Mao burnt there,
Yeah.
along with a hash brown. That could have been another like 2 effective dice that's just burned right there because Kevin not able to use up enough cards in hand.
That's crazy. Huh. Did we see the egg get played out? Does Kevin run an egg?
Is Kevin running egg? Okay, let's have a look at that real quick.
He is.
Where-
He does have egg.
That's
He could try to draw egg out with Mao.
I have recollection of an egg being tuned. That was not this
maybe?
game, right?
That was the previous game.
That
I
was
think.
previous game.
Yeah.
Okay. The games are starting to mix together
Yeah.
to create a sauce,
Hmm.
a sea sauce.
Yeah. Who will win? Sea sauce or cold sea sauce? I don't know what you want to call it.
Oh, sea sauce.
It's still Liar Song and Gilded too. Kevin could like ramp up a bunch of dice here.
Kevin has a lot of dice in hand.
They also
And-
have the Seafoam artifact that can heal too.
Yeah. But I imagine you'd probably want to use Yayoi on Gilded here.
Yeah, for sure.
Are you about gonna use that
Alright,
quick switch
swap
over
over.
it? Gamblers will get the kill here. Luckily for Kevin, there's no fresh wind of freedom here to worry about. Otherwise, the game would already be over.
Okay.
So Yaya will be sacrificed. Lenny,
Heal.
only 1 stack of prop arrow. I don't think it's gonna be enough to take out both Mona and Seahorse, which is such a shame because Kevin has so much dice that he could play with
Hang
in
on.
hand.
Hang on a second here. Let's see what'll happen. Ooh. All right, what do we do, Kevin? What do you got going?
I
Do
think
some
you
cooking for
tried.
me.
I think you try going like Dunya Mao. Maybe pull out, like try to pull out your second Yayoi. Then you can play the Seafoam to heal into the Gilded. Maybe that
Yeah.
would do something. I feel like the Lotus would have been useful here if it wasn't tuned previously.
I think, yeah,
That second Chef Mao would have been so good though.
I think you gilded. Okay, Seafoam first. Yeah, fine.
I don't think it's called. And I know I feel like I have to remember what this artifact is called. One moment. Ocean Hued Clam. Yeah.
Yeah.
And voila!
Skill. Gonna heal back from prop arrow.
Yeah, Lenny actually still has a good
Yeah.
potential to carry this game.
Yeah.
Seahorse can do 3 damage right now, max.
Huh.
It's not impossible for Kevin to still finish this game here with Lenny solo. Still hasn't eaten food, so there's more potential healing in hand. We know about the double liar song. If he goes Dunya Mount, there's a pretty good chance of pulling out a second Yayoi to discount the Gilded again.
Trying to think here.
Game is not over yet.
It's not over yet. No. Yeah, Seahorse can only do up to 3 damage at most. They do have 6 dice still. Oh, they have a Lotus.
Ooh, the Lotus.
Okay.
On Mona. Most likely gonna be switching over to Mona then to
Yeah.
try and
They don't have
delay.
any more. Yeah, wait, they do actually. Yeah. Hang on. No cards though, so you gotta be careful here. Oh no.
I feel like Kevin can definitely end this round potentially with how much dice he has in hand.
Yeah, or he can just like. I think Kevin wins.
I do think
A
so. As
round of
long as this is
applause.
played like correctly, Kevin should have a winning line here with the
Right.
burst out.
Still have Liar for the double gilded play too.
Yeah.
Do they have an egg? Wonder if they have an egg.
No, not in hand anyway. The cost doesn't
Shadows of
matter
fate.
here. Yeah, actually, I don't really see a way for Kevin to lose anymore because
Yeah,
everyone now
I
doesn't
think-
have enough dice.
I think Kevin won.
Is this the Lenny solo?
So that's... You gotta hear... Yeah, it has to. Lyre Song.
on the...
All you gotta do is this now. You're clear.
Into the second Lyre Song. This is another situation where I wish we had player cam. Because Ridima would have a very obvious look of defeat right now, I'd imagine.
Oh, they go for the heal too, actually, with the Seafoam. Re-equip Seafoam. Tune.
Ooh.
Yeah,
Step
skill
right
again.
Stars!
Yeah, that's GG.
Yeah, that's it.
That's
Lenny will
GG.
survive the
Kevin
summon.
just
Seahorse
brings it
will
back.
not.
What the heck? That's amazing. Whoa.
Leave it to Kevin. Gets
Yeah.
the freeze, but it doesn't
Kevin
matter.
did not lose. Kevin wins. What a comeback.
As Lenny would put it in his voice line, it's time
Yep.
for the finale.
Time for the finale. Well done. First match goes to Kevin with Sea Sauce.
That was
Wow.
actually incredible. That was
That
such
was
an interesting
amazing.
game.
Yeah, holy jeez. Wow. Yeah, thankfully, because of that okay, so Gilded recently has a patch update coming where it gets nerfed like that. So that is the last time we're ever gonna see it be played like that, because had those two Lyre Song not been there, and the Gilded and the Ocean Hued Clam, like, I don't think you could come back from that, but Kevin just pulled it out of his hat, literally, with Lenny. So
It was not very close though. The Seesaw's deck is very effective against a lot of decks that are currently popular in the meta. So bringing something off meta to throw it off definitely seemed to have worked quite well in the initial stages, where you don't really know how to deal with the Ice Cube because most of these players will not have practiced against the Ice Cube.
no,
And
not
it
at all.
got very, very close. But
Yeah.
unfortunately, not quite able to draw that Ice Cube talent to try and keep it on the board a little bit longer. And because it was taken out by some nice switch play with the Yao Yao burst, Kevin was able to keep Lenny alive long enough to finish things off in a one-man magic show.
Yeah. And all right, we're moving on to the next match already, and we have a variant of DP being played here, but with Layla instead. I want to give this a fun name. I'm still trying to think of one.
Fun
But it does use... Yeah, it's definitely equipped for both Layla and Xingqiu, because you can run that sword on both of them. So definitely very
Yeah.
stally, very freezy.
Now, this is I think there is a little bit more synergy in this deck because normally you would play, like you mentioned, Diona in
Right,
that
yeah.
position. Layla taking over both stall decks. We already saw Layla replacing Kokomi in Ningguang stall, now replacing Diona in her very own stall deck. There's definitely some good anchor potential in both Layla and Xingqiu, but I think Layla will usually be the one you want to end game on because she does do a surprising amount of damage.
Yeah. All right, Kevin moves over to the classic and magic OTK. How does this combo deck match up against a stall deck? Who usually has the advantage again? I don't remember.
We know the Trinity. It is aggro good against combo, combo good against stall, stall good against aggro. So
All right.
combo deck here in the hands of Kevin, the Yelan OTK, is favored to win in a matchup against a stall deck. But I do feel like Layla with Xingqiu has a good amount of freeze pressure. So that could definitely put a wrench in Kevin's plans if not played properly.
Right. All right, we'll just have to see how this goes. I need to try out that Jade Green artifact sometime myself.
The Echoes of an Offering.
Yeah. Because once per round you draw a card on a normal, correct? And it's a free cost
Yes.
artifact too. Definitely
it's,
good in case you don't get dice.
On normal attack, you draw one card, and then on skill, if you happen to have less dice than cards in your hand, you gain one elemental die of your character's type. So it's basically like a Sumeru City and an artifact.
Right. Yeah, that's the more expensive one though, right? I think
Yes.
Kevin's just running the cheaper version of it, Flowing Rings.
Yeah,
see.
typically
Oh
in
my
Yalan
God.
OTK, you... Oh, that's a lot of food.
Look at that food. Mao with food already, but yeah, throw Mao back. No, keep Mao actually, sorry. You get a
You
free
threw
play
out
with...
the food.
It's
Really?
time to pull the trigger.
Yeah, you can just pull the food out with Mao as you go. Well, not really necessarily. You
Oh,
could
but
probably
like
keep one.
I expected him to keep the minty mid rolls because against this deck, I think it's pretty easy for Yalan to get her burst set up. The timing might just happen to match up with like getting frozen by Layla's skill, but I still think
Yeah.
it would have been worth keeping. So Kevin seems to have something up his sleeve.
Let's see how it goes. Alright, Sealy being played out. Yeah, probably just skill, Yolan skill right now. Yeah.
Quietly now.
Hmm.
Yeah, I really wonder why he didn't keep like a Minty in hand.
Right, right.
We will see. Ririba having Tenshu Kaku right from the first hand is pretty nice. Gonna be able to produce value very quickly. But against this deck, it's gonna be quite difficult to want to play these ramp cards because you cannot afford to let the game go on too slowly.
Right. Yeah, just take a look at the rest of the hand here. I appreciate at this level, people still take their time, even though, like, to me, there's like a very obvious lane to play, but...
I think it's precisely when you're at this level that you gotta take your time.
Yeah, you have to take your time. Oh, nice.
Gilded.
Really good.
Let the show begin.
I still find it very weird. Like, if Kevin had food,
Oh, there you go. Perfect.
Oh, no way. there is no way. You cannot be serious right now that he pulls you cannot be serious that he top decks that right now.
Wow. Jesus.
Are you kidding me?
Oh my, another Mao too. What is this? What is this Kevin luck? Oh my god.
I can't believe. Okay, like I saw in the chat earlier. I can't remember who it was. Someone said Kevin just Kevining. Yeah, I think that's what we're seeing.
That's amazing. And gamblers too to boot with a quick swap. What the heck? That's a high roll I've ever seen when Liliba is in trouble right now. I had to throw all that dice back. Not the best setup, but it'll do.
I'm gonna hover over this for a while. How do you throw back all of your food and then try it again with a free Chef Mao thanks to Seed Dispensary?
I don't know.
Kevin is about to win his next 50-50 for sure.
All right. Well, let's see. Do we start now, Kevin, or do we wait a little bit? What's the plan?
The dice are not the best for Ririba, I think it's still kind of okay. Kevin, though, not the best. He used up a lot of his luck getting that Northern Smoked Chicken.
Well, you can do it again. But he has
double Mao.
Yeah, double Mao. And it's a free cost Mao, too.
So yeah, the dice, the slightly cringy dice doesn't actually affect him all that much.
Interesting.
You just your lawn burst here.
Think so?
Yeah, just go Chef Mao into the smoked chicken on manifestation. Yeah.
Lotus, not bad.
Game's
up.
Fun's over.
Gotta, yeah, let Yelan.
My guiding stars.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, this is not good now for Ririba. Like the most dangerous for a stall deck is when a combo comes out, especially one as powerful as Yelano DK. And well, the combo is here. The combo is
here and it's ready to go. Yep.
Gonna switch
Let
over
us
to Barbara
begin.
to tank some damage.
Yeah, that's a all right. Glowing rings. What if they pull like a liar right here?
I hope not. That would be a little bit too much.
Another quick
that's
stop.
pretty useful as well, though.
Yeah, they could. Oh, hang on, not yet. I think what they could do next here.
Kevin can only get like one more attack out here. Already used the Chef Mao procs. Not gonna be able to do enough damage to take advantage of gamblers. So Ririba will be able to survive for now, but the most important is going to be next turn. If he is able to survive past the Yelan burst, then the game will start shifting towards their favor instead.
Right. Yeah, if Kevin can draw Junior Zad and Yayoi, perhaps get some extra dice here, because no matter what happens on Liliba's side, Kevin is going to get a free reaction if they want to put Gilded on for another card. Or they can freestyle with a Senor too, so they have a lot of options to work with here.
I think you don't need to freestyle. You typically freestyle if the enemy is applying like more pressure than you can handle.
Right.
But against a stall deck, there's really no threat to Thunder Manifestation, especially when he's at full HP. So he can just go to town, do as much damage as necessary.
Yeah. One more attack here. Alright. Still a lot of damage being dished out. Yeah, too bad Layla's shield only has one charge right now.
Yeah. Like, in this situation, you might even be able to argue, like, you let Vanarana catch some dice and then get turn priority, but when Layla only has, like, one stack on the shield, it's not even that worth it.
Okay, I think they are going to try for it. Yeah, if they quick stop the Layla and skill, they can freeze Manifestation and just stop them. Yeah. But Kevin can also do that. Oh, there is Yayoi right there. Huh. They'll make Gilded cost cheap.
Just drew Hydro Resonance. And they have the potential Calcs into Barbara Breastplate.
Yeah.
So Kevin does a lot of damage with the Manifestation. Barbara can heal it all up.
Right. They should do it now then.
It is Kevin's turn first. Does this do enough damage to take out Xingqiu? I don't think so, especially with those 2 shield points. Xingqiu should be able to survive, which will give Ririba enough time to switch over to Barbara. I don't think Kevin has anything in hand that would add damage, because if he's able to take out Xingqiu, that takes away the possibility of Calcs into Barbara Burst, because 1 energy is no longer there.
Yeah. Sorry, I'm thinking really hard right now.
Understandable.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see Kevin having enough extra damage in hand to actually take out Xingqiu here, which means that Ririba should be able to heal up a lot of the damage that's being taken right now.
Oh, Fire Song. Hang on a second.
That is
good. They can draw more dice with Mao as well.
Yeah.
They could Yayoi Nagil to draw another card too. They do heal.
Honest, I think Ririba has enough healing to survive this turn.
Yeah.
And if they do survive this turn, then Kevin has to build up the Yelan Burst all over again.
Wow, Echoes is really clutch here. Huh. Did you have... Yeah, Judgment. I was just about to say that.
Judgment.
Okay.
No Liar Song shenanigans.
Yeah, no Liar Song, no Lotus. Off to Barbara. Does Leave It To Me, does that count as an event card as well?
Yes.
Okay. So they can't freeze Barbara here, so that's a good move.
Kevin has to be aware that the potential Calcs into Barbara versus you. It's not something that you see often at all.
Yeah, Yoida Gilded. Extra dice, so 3 extra dice now. I think that's a pretty good lane. Some more damage you could do.
I think Ririba has been approaching this very intelligently here. That passing of Judgment to avoid the quick switch is very valuable. Because now Barbara will be able to burst. Yeah, there's the Calcs.
Ready, steady, go!
Everyone is topped back up right here. Ready to survive the rest of this round.
Still gonna hurt.
Yes.
Actually, will Barbara get taken out? Unless they swap off.
Now swapping off isn't gonna work, right? Because the lightning probe. I don't really know how new manifestation works.
Just the Layla. That's still gonna do some damage. Oh, I'm gonna get 2 dice though.
Ririba still need. I think what we are seeing here is that Ririba is probably not gonna have quite enough damage output to straight up take out members of Kevin's deck. So I think Barbara plays a very important role here of just keeping the team alive until Ririba is able to exhaust Kevin's resources.
Interesting. I'm calculating in my head here how to do this. They have Boar Princess up. I wonder if equipping the artifact would give them that extra dice so they can just do one more move.
They can do one more move, but it's still not gonna be enough, I think.
Yeah, so it does go on.
Could it take out Layla?
Oh, it does so. Okay. It won't take out Layla. Well, maybe. It will if they get hit. They gotta move on.
Actually.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have to switch.
Yeah.
But they can't really afford taking it on Barbara, I think.
Yeah.
Xingqiu would survive with 1 HP.
Yeah, not the most ideal either. Ooh. And then, yeah, next turn, Kevin still has his whole hand. Leelabot only has 2 cards left. Oh, I think Kevin might have this already.
If everyone is gonna switch here, they also need to use Quick Swap so that they can get turn prio next round.
Yeah.
So that's gonna be a lot of resources being used. Kevin will run out of Yelan Burst here, but again, this stall deck doesn't output enough pressure to actually like usually the question with these decks is that can Yelan get a second burst off in this matchup? I don't think it's difficult.
I don't think you need to. You got enough Hydra on the other side to work with already. Barbara doesn't necessarily want to put Hydra on anyone anymore either.
We could be seeing a little bit of a problem with this variant here. Diona is actually able to put some good pressure by like getting shields up, doing healing while doing damage.
Right.
Which Layla isn't able to. She's much more defensive here, especially since the only weapon they have is Aquila.
Interesting. Let's see. The Barbara
will be able to eat it.
Oh my god.
Are they going to sack? Riva has turn priority.
Yeah.
They can get Barbara's skill out, but if they do that...
Kevin has wonderful dice there.
Well, things have been looking up for him so far. He is 1 game up. Remember, for those of you watching, this is the grand finals, and this is a best of 3. So if Kevin is able to secure another game, he will become the champion of Castile Gathering EU Season 2, dethroning Riva.
Okay, Manifestation frozen. Hang on, we're not done yet here.
Manifestation gets frozen.
You could go to Senora, but if you cause a reaction, that's going to draw dice from Xingqiu equipping Veteran's Visage.
I don't think that's a big issue. Regardless of who you switch to,
I'm just
it's going to
thinking,
happen.
like,
who's our target
what
this
is
time?
going to happen here? Just kind of thinking it out. Okay, back to Yelan. Yeah, they can draw another card that way. It's a good move.
Yelan can get built up on Gamblers. Oh my. Well, I mean, they already had a Gambler, so they didn't need a second one. But why not, you know?
Yeah, why not? Just to make sure. Because they got Boar Princess, they can get a free dice that way. So.
Yep. I think the lucky thing for Riva is that Kevin doesn't really run any cards in deck that would directly increase the damage output of a skill. Like if Kevin had Tandoori here, then this would already be over with the kill into Xingqiu.
We still have Gilded in play too. Oh my gosh.
Matsutake minerals, that's the new food.
Yep. I don't know if it's...
I mean, you can eat another attack. If you like
I think
switch.
Kevin has this. I don't think there's a way out.
I'm just thinking of like ways that Riva can extend the game potentially, but I'm definitely leaning towards Kevin being able to secure this series right here.
Yeah.
The situation's looking pretty dire.
Yeah. Pretty dice, get it? Anyway, sorry. Liar's songs, you got Gilded Manifestation, so you can equip it. You got Boar Princess. A bunch you can do. Oh, pizza on the Layla. To Layla.
Trying to preserve the Matsutake. Reva's doing a good job right now of playing around that gambler range here. They cannot afford to let Kevin get the gambler kills right now because it will just chain now that all of them are so low on his side of the field.
I think they're going for the freeze move. No? They just wanted to make dice? Okay. Another.
Honestly, I feel like Kevin is in a position where he can basically do whatever he wants.
Yeah, he
and
could.
Still come out on top.
I think Kevin is beyond 100% win rate right now. Just how do you want to execute this?
Yes.
Yeah. You do have Matsutake still.
Because Ryuma no longer has enough tools to keep their characters topped up. Barbara's too far from burst. Matsutake is a good form of healing, but it's only going to be on one character.
Yeah.
Kevin doesn't have enough dice left to continue this round. There is a Liar Song, but I don't think it's quite enough to finish anyone off if Ryuma goes for a final bit of healing with the food. But then next round, Kevin just wins.
I'm gonna think, what can they do here?
They can sit down, have some Matsutake meat rolls, and just wait for the end to come.
Alright, here we go. Kevin, will you end it here or will you wait? Gamblers. Ends their turn. Okay. Lilibot survives one more round.
It's a good amount of healing in the end phase. That is what's annoying about playing against these stall decks, but Minty is going to be nice. He still has a Liar Song. So I think you can easily get Yelan burst out this round, go back into Manifestation, and just clean up shop.
Fun. Alright. See how this goes.
Riva is healing a lot. They have a good amount of dice. Layla skill is one action away from getting another cryo proc out. Unfortunately, Yelan will be able to easily burst, so there's no way to freeze stall and stop
Here comes the catch.
that burst from coming out.
2 Yelan bursts in a single match. I've never seen that before.
Yeah, it's not something that gets to happen often, because now, like, especially nowadays, the meta is very aggressive.
Oh my god, all that health coming back though.
Honestly, this is a lot more healing than I was expecting.
Yeah.
But Kevin is still pretty healthy himself.
Yeah.
And like we mentioned, a good amount of dice with Liar Song, with Boar Princess, with Minty Meat Rolls.
Huh. Interesting. Yeah, they could... they probably want to save their cryo shot too to go one to the other character. Be my guess.
I wonder if you switch here. Because ideally you switch stall here to preserve your dice advantage against Kevin now that the Yelan burst has come back out.
Yeah.
But switching into either Xingqiu or Barbara is not ideal because they're both quite fairly vulnerable.
I think you go to Xingqiu still because you could Rain Sword and then trigger Layla's shield to freeze whoever Kevin decides to go to.
That is true.
Yeah.
But if you just quick swap into someone, into like Signora, for example, on Kevin, then that would...
Right, yeah, if Kevin... And so, yeah, Kevin does anticipate that too, so...
But he doesn't quick swap. So...
Right. He wants Lilibot to go and waste that Layla proc.
Yeah, okay, I see. Yep.
That's a good move. But then, yeah, Signora can also just freeze if they decide to switch again. And Kevin's still holding the round here, but Lilibot's still hanging on.
I think anyone who has been watching since the Asia Invitationals might recall that I'm not very good with stall decks. And you might ask, Staffa, have you gotten any better at that? The answer is no.
So here's the freeze on Barbara. Yeah. The reaction. Oh, that's not a bad card to play. The other Yayoi out, Liar Song Gilded.
I don't think Kevin can end this round. And that's actually starting to become a little bit concerning, because if we look at the amount of cards left in both decks, Kevin is slowly running out of resources.
Right.
Of course, Riva isn't going to be able to heal infinitely, so I think this
No.
is actually still a game where anything could happen, and both players have to be very respectful. Oh, that's
my
kinda,
god!
That's kind. Oh
Bottom
my.
deck Covenant? Really?
Oh my god, really? That could make a difference here.
Kevin has like made the perfect deck just for this kind of setup. Like every card is utilized correctly. They all pop out at the right time. I've never seen such a beautiful draw through a match before.
It is actually heart of the cards moment.
Yeah.
My deck has no useless cards, Kaiba.
All right, let's see where we go from here. Lilybot does get to keep some dice too, which is good. And 2 Omni as well. Is that another healing card, or is that a dice in their deck there? I think that's a dice.
I'm not too sure. You get like there's a lot of cards you can use to spend like that 1 dice right now.
Yeah.
You could go Sealy, you could go Yayoi. I think going Yayoi and then like Liar Sonic would just discount the Gilded once again, so maybe that's what you go with the Covenant.
Right.
He
did pick up dispenser, that seed box thing too, so you could play Yayoi.
Oh yeah. But I like this is a situation where you actually don't want to play something for free. You want to use up that final dice.
Use up that dice, yeah.
Kevin's taking a while here because he's calculating the entire
Calculating
sequence.
every possible move right now. A War Princess.
Oh yeah, War Princess too for even more dice.
Got a Liar's Song.
I want to see the order this is played in because this is very interesting to me right now.
Replace. No, nothing yet. Just add there.
Alright, goes for the Gilded before Covenant. Yeah, that works as well.
Your soul will be incinerated!
Oh,
Really?
I always forget that's an option.
Yeah.
Go into Pyro Signora to get more damage out.
Into Meatball. Are you insane? Really?
Wait. Oh my god. Oh my god.
You just go to
Minty?
You just go to manifestation.
Has he used Chef Mao this turn? Has Chef Mao
Yeah,
procced
Chef
yet
now
this
has
turn?
procs.
He has procced. Okay.
Yeah.
So he cannot Covenant into Minty to get an attack out and then
No.
just chain Gamblers.
But they can dispensary box, replace the dice, get another dice.
Dispensary box replace the what?
Thinking, hang on. They would maybe Covenant right now, or do they end? Yeah,
The
Covenant,
Covenant right now.
dispensary, replace anyone for a gambler.
Oh yeah, replace.
Yeah,
Then they can
there
Minty.
you go. And then you
Then
just
they can attack.
you will attack again.
Then they get dice off.
Oh
Gamblers.
my god!
Oh my god!
Just
No!
a dream.
Then you do it again.
Oh my
I have
Kevin
taught
And then
you
it goes to Barbara.
everything. I
Kevin
know.
actually assembling all 5 pieces of Exodia this game. No
It's time
way!
to pull the trigger.
Up to Yolan. And then we end their
This
turn.
is girl, he doesn't even need to end turn this round. This is insane. This is the cleanest gameplay I have ever seen.
Yeah. Ruthless. Absolutely ruthless, but amazing. Alright, yeah. What do you do, Liliba? Do you reroll your dice for fun? Yeah, do it. Play right to the end. Respectful. Let's see.
It's the Barbara solo carry.
Barbara healing. Yeah, stole it.
Yeah.
Let's go, Barbara.
Barbara will absolutely bring this game back from the brink.
Oh, a freeze. Yeah, quick stop. No more of this
Sweet
shenanigans.
immolation.
Big burst, right? Yeah, here we go.
Burn!
Burst for the handshake.
And
with
it is
one-
over. Kevin 2-0 takes the Cat's Tail Gathering Season 2 EU Final as the champion. Congratulations.
And one final swoop, Kevin Z,
Yep.
your champion for the Cat's Tail Gathering Season 2 EU Finals. Very well played by Ririba, but there's not a lot you can do when the heart of the cards is clearly on the other side of the board.
Yeah. I don't know, was Lilybot just like not drawing really well throughout that match? Or was Kevin just like super lucky to just have that lineup of cards show up the way it did?
Kevin was super lucky, 100%.
Yeah.
But this is also a matchup that's already favored towards Yalan OTK. And from that game itself, we can see there's a reason why Diona is typically favored in this particular variant of stall. Because Layla, unfortunately, doesn't put out enough aggressive pressure to try and stop the enemy's momentum. So it was a really rough game for them.
Yeah, that's really rough. But to Lilybot's credit, Lilybot did play very well to like survive as long as they did against all odds. I think Lilybot still played to the best that their deck could do at like whatever they could do, just the right path. Unfortunately, yeah, it does come up short against a deck like that. So
absolutely, but it was a great performance, not just from these two players, but from all four players that we were able to watch today. And with the end of that match, it is also officially the conclusion of the EU Finals tonight as well. Before we close out the show, Rin, any final thoughts about what we witnessed today?
Once again, just being able to participate myself in the tournament, this whole thing, really difficult. For people watching the NA Finals coming up too, you'll know that Blep also played in the preliminary, so he will have a lot to talk about, especially advancing into the top 16. So make sure you watch that one with Blep and Leah coming up for the NA Finals. But yeah, this is going to be kind of sad to see. This is the last version of the Magic Engine from Gilded that will be played, because it's going to get a little bit of a nerf next season. But excited to see what comes up next, because we got Nouvellette, we got Charlotte, the Fatui Season Mage, the Electro one, and who's the other card that's coming with us? Missing somebody.
I haven't looked at the patch because I wanted to keep it a surprise, but
sorry,
it's gonna be very exciting here. So yeah, I think we got to witness some incredible games today. I think the moral of the story at the end of the day is that Kevin just keeps Kevining. We're gonna take that. We're gonna take that.
Yeah. Oh, it was Kirara. Sorry, Kirara.
But yeah. Thank you very much, everyone, for joining us today. Make sure you guys tune in. We got one more finals. It's going to be the NA finals, which will be hosted by Blep and Leah. Both of them participated, I think, actually. So I think they'll both have a lot to contribute.
Yes, they will.
And then after all of this is over, there's the Serious Showdown coming up. There's going to be Prince Cups and more TCG galore. So make sure you guys keep your calendars marked. That's gonna be all from us tonight. My name's Stafa, once again, along with Rin Taicho, and honored to bring you these excellent TCG matches. And we will see you guys next time. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.